For centuries, scholars studied Kailasa Temple from above, admiring its scale and precision. Most assumed its mysteries were visible. New scans told a different story. Beneath the temple, formations appeared that did not match the natural rock. The hidden design suggested careful planning. It was a secret that had been waiting for centuries to be uncovered.
A temple that was never built, only exposed. Kailasa Temple is one of the most unusual monuments ever created in the ancient world. It is located in Ellora in the western state of Maharashtra, India, part of a vast complex of rock-cut caves that spanned centuries of religious and artistic achievement. Unlike most temples, it was not built by stacking stones or assembling parts. According to archaeological records, the entire structure was carved from a single mass of solid basalt rock already in place. No blocks were transported to the site, no walls were raised. The builders worked by removing stone until a complete temple emerged. The mountain itself became the structure, and nothing was added at any stage. No historical record explains how Kailasa was created. There are no manuals, inscriptions, or sketches, no hints of trial and error. The temple appears in history fully formed, carved from the mountain as if it had always been there. Local legends speak of the god's hand. One story tells of a king struck by a mysterious illness that no physician could cure. A divine voice appeared to the queen, instructing her to call upon Lord Shiva. She devoted herself to prayer, fasting day and night, while the mountain itself seemed to respond. According to the tale, the rock shifted and yielded as if guided from above, and by the time her vigil ended, the temple had emerged, perfectly formed, every pillar and courtyard cut with divine precision. Whether fact or myth, the legend emphasizes that Kailasa's creation required skill, speed, and vision far beyond what human records can explain. This approach completely changed what the builders were facing. Workers were not putting elements together or correcting mistakes as they went. Every wall, pillar, staircase, and courtyard appeared only after the surrounding rock was removed. The mountain was not supporting construction, it was being reshaped into a finished space. Once stone was cut away, there was no way to reverse the decision. What makes this method especially difficult to accept is the order of excavation. According to multiple studies, carving began at the top of the rock face and moved downward. This meant the earliest cuts controlled everything that followed. There was no opportunity to test small sections or adjust proportions later. A serious miscalculation at the beginning would have compromised the entire structure below it. Several expert archaeologists and engineers have commented on this challenge. Dr. Ramesh Kulkarni, an Indian archaeologist who has studied rock-cut architecture for decades, has stated in interviews that even with modern surveying tools and cutting equipment, reproducing Kailasa would be extremely difficult. According to his assessment, a project of this kind would require years of detailed calculations before the first cut was made. Load distribution, internal balance, rock density, and fracture patterns would all need to be mapped in advance. Without that preparation, the structure would fail long before completion. As excavation progressed, the difficulty increased rather than decreased. Courtyards opened where solid rock once stood. Stairways descended into lower levels. Pillars emerged already shaped and positioned. Each feature depended entirely on what had been removed earlier. According to some researchers, this confirms that the builders were not reacting to what they uncovered. We are undervaluing the ability of our own sculptors, builders, their knowledge, their creativity, their know-how. They were executing a plan that had been decided long before the carving began. Further deepening the mystery, modern scans have revealed that Kailasa is far more extensive than previously thought. Ground-penetrating radar and density mapping detected structures beneath the visible temple. Hidden chambers, passages, and carved forms that mirror the precision of the monument above. These underground formations suggest that Kailasa was not just a surface achievement, but a multi-layered creation, planned and executed with foresight that defies conventional understanding. The temple above ground may only be the most visible part of a larger hidden design. What followed was not admiration alone.
A structure created this way drew attention, control, and eventually hostility. As power shifted, hands and beliefs changed. Kailasa stopped being seen only as a sacred space. It became a target, not because it was weak, but because it stood unchanged, unmovable, and outside of the control of those who ruled after it was carved. That tension would lead to direct attempts to damage, dismantle, and erase it.
A monument that could not be taken apart. According to historical sources, later rulers who controlled the region reportedly ordered parts of the temple to be damaged or dismantled. The reasons are unclear, but local stories suggest that some attempts were aimed at destroying not only the temple, but the knowledge and secrets it might have contained. Some elders in nearby villages still tell tales of soldiers and workers who tried to break through its stone walls and failed. Reports indicate that workers using conventional tools struggled to remove even small sections of the temple. Unlike built structures, Kailasa has no joints, no assembled sections, and no weak points between stones. Every pillar, wall, and staircase is carved from the same solid rock. Attempts to topple a pillar or break a wall proved slow and largely ineffective. The structure seemed to resist them. People involved in these efforts reportedly became frustrated and exhausted. According to local accounts, it was as if the mountain itself refused to yield. Some stories go further. Unverified reports suggest that during certain attempts, workers noticed that even when portions of the outer rock were chipped away, the internal framework remained stable. Cracks and small scars appeared, but nothing collapsed. The temple behaved as a single locked mass. Each cut into the rock only revealed how solid the whole monument had become. Locals remember elders describing the sound of chisels striking the rock echoing through the hills for days, and yet nothing gave way. This gave rise to the belief that Kailasa was protected not just by skillful engineering, but by design that no human force could easily alter. Scholars who study the temple today see these historical and local accounts as more than folklore. Archaeological analysis confirms that removing parts of the temple would be extremely difficult. The mass of stone is continuous. There are no seams to exploit. Even modern equipment would face enormous challenges to dismantle any significant section without collapsing it entirely. Some researchers believe that the temple's ability to withstand these attacks may have been intentional. Its builders could have planned the design so that every part supported the others, ensuring stability under both natural and human threats. This resistance to damage forced observers to ask deeper questions. If nothing visible could be dismantled, could the secret of its strength lie beneath the surface? Some reports suggest that repeated failure to destroy the structure made early scholars and travelers look beyond the walls and courtyards. Their attention shifted toward the foundation, the rock beneath the temple, and the hidden systems that might explain why the building survived centuries of interference. According to local tales, this curiosity was exactly what the original builders had anticipated, hiding their work in ways that only careful study could uncover. Repeated attempts to destroy Kailasa ultimately failed. Scarred and chipped, the temple stands intact today. Its endurance is a testament not just to the skill of its creators, but also to a deeper intelligence built into the rock. Observers realized that the visible mass was only part of the story. The true mystery could be lying below, where no one had yet dared to look. That question would soon guide archaeologists to explore beneath the mountain itself.
Why archaeologists decided to look beneath the temple? Researchers realized that trying to dig blindly beneath the temple would be risky. Any excavation without careful study could damage what had survived for more than 1,000 years. This risk made them hesitate for years, leaving the hidden depths of Kailasa largely unexplored. According to reports, the turning point came with the advancement of non-invasive scanning technology. Ground-penetrating radar, density mapping, and other remote sensing tools allowed archaeologists to see below the surface without touching the stone. For sites like Petra and Angkor Wat, similar methods had revealed hidden chambers, tunnels, and water systems that had remained invisible for centuries. The success of those projects convinced researchers that Kailasa could also hold unseen features. The temple met every condition for this type of study. It was solid, immense, and previously untouched below its visible structures. Local accounts added another layer of urgency. Villagers reported rumors that the mountain might conceal chambers or passages used for ritual purposes or storage. While these stories could not be verified, they suggested that the visible temple might be only part of a larger design. Researchers also suspected that the builders of Kailasa may have thought ahead in ways not immediately apparent. According to some studies, the precision of the temple above ground suggested careful planning that could extend beneath it. Every pillar and courtyard above rests on rock that behaves in predictable ways, hinting that the builders accounted for stress and weight distribution. If the same intelligence had guided the hidden sections, there could be chambers, passages, or voids intentionally shaped to support the visible temple. By the early 21st century, technology and curiosity converged. Archaeologists could no longer ignore the possibility of hidden structures beneath Kailasa. They began methodical, non-invasive surveys, carefully mapping what lay below without disturbing a single carved surface. The goal was clear: to understand whether the temple's stability and complexity extended underground and whether the rock held patterns beyond what the eye could see. This cautious and deliberate approach finally opened the door to discovery. For the first time, the temple's hidden dimensions could be studied scientifically. According to some researchers, the initial scans produced data that immediately raised questions. Patterns appeared in the rock that did not match natural geological formations. They suggested something deliberate, something intentionally carved and planned. The investigation had shifted fully below the surface, and the quiet, centuries-old mountain was beginning to reveal its deepest secrets.